Hey, what's up? Welcome to the commentary for Moonface Season 1. I put Season 1 in quotes, like I was doing air quotes when I said that, in case you couldn't tell. I don't know why I did that, but you can interpret those air quotes however you like. So I wanted to do this commentary on I wanted to watch all 8 episodes, back to back, times 8. Well, I wanted to, I've never done that before, just watching every single episode. And I'll talk about, different things, different stuff and things. I've done commentary on these episodes before, but I don't remember what I said, so I'm sure I'll end up repeating myself and probably contradicting myself a few times. I'll talk about I'll probably talk about some things I like, some things I would do differently, maybe some things that might happen in potential future episodes if they ever get made. It feels like a long time since I watched this first episode. It's probably only been like a year, to be honest, but it feels like a long time. Look how badly that plant on the shelf is. Like, look at that. Like, did I draw that not expect to zoom in on it? Like, I couldn't have drawn a nicer version of that plant on that shelf. I think I did do that in a future upcoming episode. I think I updated those plants, but it's probably clear if you've watched all my cartoons. It's you can tell that I'm not very good at backgrounds. There's a lot of things I'm not good at. There's some things I am good at, but backgrounds, I think pretty consistently look bad in my cartoons. I use this can't believe I'm blanking on the goddamn word now. The front part of the ship. I use those same backgrounds through all 8 episodes. I think so. When and or if I finally make season 2, I'm gonna redo every background and update all the character model. The character models actually do get updated across these 8 episodes. Some get more updated than others, but I think the lines are definitely thicker in this first one. So anyway, there's an igloo in the background. This is a special technique where you blur out the backgrounds. I use that on close-up shots sometimes because it disguises how badly drawn the backgrounds are. Okay, I'll stop talking about the shitty backgrounds. In case you can't tell, I didn't do a lot of planning beforehand for this commentary. I'm sorry. I hope I'm not annoying you too much. With my lack of preparedness for this stuff. I mean, you can listen to the original commentaries. I think I actually did talk a lot longer about specific things. This is the worst commentary. I'm sorry. So this character's name, what was his name again? Colonel Fungi of the planet Shitako. This guy was gonna make a comeback. He was gonna be related to another character who may or may not have been in Space Tree. I can hint at these things. See the window back there as well, how you don't see space outside the window. For certain shots, the idea is that they turn on the blinds, it's like digital blinds. They just switch them on sometimes. I think I did that because of this. I don't remember why I did it. I guess. That's what I'm saying. Because sometimes I don't want Tutu's black hair to clash with the deep, rich blackness of space. Look at those eye bags. Oh yeah, the Moonface blinked. So did the Moonface? Oh, you said a word wrong. Let's stay on that for 5 minutes. Did the Moonface actually blink there, or was it? Do you take that literally? Do you take that literally? Did that painted face on the moon actually blink? I think it's open. That's an open, you can interpret that. I leave a lot of things open to interpretation, Did this literally happen? Is this thing happening? Is it symbolic? You know, this is a very deep series. This Moonface. I mean, look at that moon nose. This episode, so this one's called Mumble Mouth, episode 2. This one, I'll admit it, this is my least favorite of the 8 episodes. 1 and 2, I have some problems with episodes 1 and 2. But I think the other 6, I actually like the other 6, more than the first 2. God. This is not a great commentary, I apologize. So we get a little candy straws reference here when Tutu mentions the candy straws. You know, I like to reference my own things constantly, and I like to that's what Moonface is. You know, it's me reusing all my characters again. That's easier. That's easier than coming up with new characters. So the original idea of Moonface was basically like it was like an Armageddon type thing where you get like a crew of ordinary people, but to like not to blow up an asteroid, but to draw a face on the moon. And you know, it's meant to be it's just meant to be silly and absurd, of course. Like, why are they drawing this face on the moon? Like, the characters in Moonface themselves don't really know why they're on this mission, the specifics of it. I'm not sure if even the commander knows, despite what he may claim. So yeah, the original idea kind of evolved into instead of having a bunch of new characters on this mission, it was kind of putting together this assortment of characters I already had, plus Jean. She's a new character. Yeah, so there's this idea here that these alien, these creature people, they think they're so like hideous, and then they look totally normal. They're like you know, they're echoing Stella, I guess. I don't even know what. even though I made it. They were meant to look like Stella. That's obvious. Do I need to explain that? This commentary wasn't meant to go too in depth and specific on the details of each episode. It was more just me watching and commenting. I think I've already. This is a bad commentary. I'll say it again. But you know what saves this episode is Marley coming up here with those moon pies. So oh my God, Marley. So Marley is a character. There's a character named Charlie in Charlie the Chinese who was in he was in the Where's My Shoe comics, and also the Stella the Digging a Hole to China cartoon. If you can see that to see Charlie. And so the idea was that in between his time as Charlie and his appearance here as Marley, that he basically like he like was reinventing himself. You know, he's not Charlie anymore. He's this new guy named Marley. And as far as Marley's concerned, Charlie never existed. You know, he's this new character, and Stella's the only one who really knows his former identity. You know, I'll talk more about Marley / Charlie in the later episode Under the Tea. Yeah, breathe that shit in, Gene. I just love breathing this shit into my lungs. It's been a while since I did Gene's voice. I might have done that wrong. I apologize for that too. That's probably my best background, that one on the outside of the ship. It's just, I mean, I know it's just like gray with a bunch of rocks. I don't mean this background here. I mean the one where you can see the two of them. The wide shot. They look pretty good. My best. I like that little moon broom part. It's the broom for your moon. My best backgrounds are like whenever they're on the surface of the moon, and it's just like a blank white background. I think that only happens in this one and in the episode 8. There's a nice blank, a nice big moon surface background with a bunch of rocks on it. So we see there's the beginning of the commander's like transformation there, with his eye getting infected. I like the idea of the commander, like slowly his appearance changing a little piece by piece over the course of several episodes. I don't know if I totally pulled it off. Like, he would have continued to change his appearance there. This part I thought I messed around in, like, when I edited the episode with the kind of cross-fading between the images and stuff there. I don't know. I like this episode with this. I like doing those little crossfade transitions there too. This music, this do 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 do. That's kind of the like Candy Slaws theme music. All the music across Moonface is all from it's like garage band music, you know. I have no like musical abilities really, so I use the free GarageBand stock music, and that's the best music I can come up with. Well, his eye is really red there. He better do something about it in episode 5. The idea of Tutu falling down a well is one that, I don't know, I have this idea that at some point in Tutu's past, he fell down a well, and, you know, that's something that that's an idea I would have gone back to. I would have gone back to that well, the well. Because, it's weird, I think of this episode as the one where Tutu falls down a well, even though that isn't what happens. And also the Tutu seeing that well on that moon, and then the commander not seeing it. I think it's. I don't think there was like a well supernaturally appearing there. It's more like Tutu kind of remembering a repressed. Getting a glimpse of a repressed memory of himself falling down a well. I don't know if I'm articulating this well. Let me say that word a few more times. So that yellow rock that he found on that moon, I think he would have found that rock or a similar rock, regardless of what moon he was on. Like there was nothing special about the specific moon. It's more there's something surrounding the character of Tutu, and there's also something weird going on with the moon paint. And I'll probably get back to that later. Yeah, I'm using that same music again here. See. Oh, there's that black hole sun. Don't you come? In the background there. That's a little callback to a certain tutorial video. So we've got like Tutu's talking to Candy Slaws, who is, it's either in his head or it's like a supernatural kind of character. And at the same time, Stella's talking to Bagel, who is not physically there on the ship. She is also in Stella's head, but she's a different kind of character inside Stella's head. This is all very convoluted, and like you can just watch this and like this on the surface level. You don't need to. I'm really going into like the more insane part of it that I don't totally. There's not a lot of exposition in here. But yeah, what I'm saying is I was trying to like show the kind of parallel, the similarities between Tutu and Stella. They're both talking to a character who isn't physically there on the ship, but they're two different kind of head characters.
You know me, I'm just green bean Jean.
Yeah, Jean's got some thicker lines here. See, she's still wearing that T-shirt. I think it's the next episode, right? That we'll see in a second. But I updated her, and when she changes to another shirt where you can see her tattoo sticking out. It's my little baby Moony Moon.
My little baby. It's my little
So when she says I gave birth to that moon, like she doesn't mean literally. Okay, she doesn't mean like, out of her vagina. She just means like it's more like that. I mean, I don't go into the specifics in the episode or any of the next 4 episodes, but it's more like her DNA was used for this baby here. And the other babies that we'll see, but there's that ring on the finger there. That's a little link to the next episode. It does kind of connect to the episode 8, but it's not like explicitly said in the episode because I didn't want to get too. Episode 8 is like the craziest episode, but it's like nothing is explained in there. But I was gonna say something else about Jean. What was it gonna be? Oh yeah, so the idea at the end of that previous episode was to kind of Jean gets so like dramatic and my little baby moon that like Stella and Tutu kind of get uncomfortable and back out of the room. Oh yeah, I put some weird like music and sound effects in here too. I actually do think it helped the scene putting those weird chimes and stuff in there. I mean, this background's okay, right? This is probably the best. This is the best interior background. There was a box of Jiggle Puffs. There's a little. See, I did redraw this background. Those plants look much smoother now. Yeah, this is very. It's another very like convoluted thing here, where he thought it said eye pain because it says pain and there's some eyes on it, and this is a total like ripoff of the Simpsons thing where there's a book that says about eating humans and they blew the dust off it and all that.
Okay, if you say so.
I mean, did I say ripoff? I meant it is a loving homage. That was meant to be like a POV shot of the commander looking at Jean when she peels the bandage off. And then I like that the POV shot zooms in at the very end too. Because that makes no sense. Unless maybe the POV shot zoomed in. That's a POV shot too, zooming out from Tutu and Stella. But maybe it zoomed in and out. Maybe the commander's Moonface eye gave him special telescopic zooming powers, I added a little scratching sound effect there when Stella scratched her face. That's important to point out. So the command paw. There was more I wanted to explore with the command paw in future episodes. And it was meant to be like a real weird, like eccentric looking kind of character. Like these guys had like various like facial surgeries and stuff, so you can see like he's got like a fake nose and stuff, and like blue lips and fake eyebrows, and like his glasses are kind of like his nose is probably like attached to his glasses. I imagine he has like no nose under there for real. And that was Duke Loves You doing the voice there. He's got a great voice, so I wanted to get him to. It would have been great to have Command Paw come back at some point, which I'm sure maybe I will. We'll see that in season 2, which doesn't exist right now. The Command Paw. See, the is the nickname, but Command Paw is his real name, I guess. This background's okay, right? I didn't mean to keep pointing at those backgrounds, but
I mean, look, it's even wearing his ring. That proves that it's real.
the shit. I lost I lost what I was gonna say. Oh, why am I crying? See, why was Tutu crying there? Do you think? Like, was it just like random that tears were coming out, that his tear shield was leaking, or like, was he connecting the events here with this whatever's going on with the command power and his Gramps Pa? Was he drawing some kind of connection between that and his own life with his own Gramps Pa? I mean, I don't know. I didn't write it. I didn't do all the voices and animate it. I don't know. So this is a flashback. The episode like opens up immediately where the last one finished off, which was kind of cool to do. But it starts with this little flashback here. Also, I should mention, each episode, or most of them, were kind of centered around one character. So like the previous one was Commander. This one is Stella. Next one's kind of Jean and Charlie or Marley.
I could spot a fake skeleton.
But I drew them to look more. Yeah, Stella without the helmet. She's looking. I mean, obviously she doesn't look exactly the same as if you look at the digging a hole to China kind of thing. But that whole flashback was a callback to the Stella was so shocked. I mean, not the hole to China. That name on the gravestone there, Freely McWheely, and Professor Clerman was the other one. They're two characters from Space Tree. And they're both dead. And they're never coming back. I also made the graveyard kind of not spooky at all. It's like a real bright graveyard. You know what? It actually kind of looks a little like a Homestar Runner kind of background with the green bushes and stuff. That part where Stella holds up the skull and spins it around, that's probably the smoothest animation that I've done in any of these episodes. Where it's like, yep, it's got the word fake on it.
You tell me.
This is Gobalatula, my old friend, doing the voice of Graveyard Gary. I actually had Gob do voices for Space Tree, but I'm pretty sure I never finished an episode that he recorded for me for Space Tree. I think he was in one episode of Space Tree, and the others I didn't finish. My memory's getting a little hazy here. It's been a pretty long time since Space Tree times. Yeah, this is a long monologue that I gave him to say as well for Graveyard Gary. And I cut to Commander putting on the blue lips there. You know, why do you think he was putting on the blue lips? I don't have to explain it. But we saw that his grandpa had blue lips, and now he's doing it. What does it mean? What do you think? I gotta explain everything to you! So there's oh yeah, the grave that's just cut off there, that was on the side, it said Gomer Butt Lips. That was a callback to an obscure comic that I did. And there's a statue in the background, the eye turning red. A lot of tears coming out of eyes as well. It's always a single tear like that. Oh yeah, this is another nice smooth hand animation here. the finger changing. I mean, it's 4 frames, but I don't know. It looks kind of cool. I like this episode. I do, if that sounded sarcastic. So this was probably the first time I've drawn Julius from the back. I've drawn the Julius characters in a bunch of comics, in case you haven't read them. And I'm pretty sure I've never drawn him from the back before. So I thought it'd be funny if the whole time I've drawn him with this giant letter J on the front, and so the whole time he apparently had the rest of his name on the back. And so Stella, that was a little Terminator 2 reference with the hand sinking into the acid. You know, in the movie it's molten steel or whatever. Why do I say or whatever? It's molten steel. Molten steel, period. Exclamation mark! Question mark! Whatever. Stella, yeah. She faked her death by sinking into acid. Bagel's the only one who knows. That's what you get out of that, right? Julius don't know shit. I don't know why I put that rooster sound in the end there. I regret it. I regret that rooster. I got real rooster regret right now. Here's the T-Bros. This is my favorite episode of the 8. This one. I mean, I think episode 8's pretty good too, but like, it's much more like incoherent to anyone except me. Yeah, I like this T-Bros stuff. So I had the idea of like this, starting with someone watching a show and then having the show playing in the background for the entire episode. Like, I didn't end up doing it exactly how I first like I was gonna have that do. I was gonna have that going in the background for the entire 5-minute episode at first, but like it goes for this entire scene here at the beginning, so it does go on for like about 40 seconds there. It cuts off right here with the ding. But yeah, I just imagine an alternate version of this episode with that do like continuing throughout the entire thing. And this must be the one where I redrew Marley and Jean. I should know this, but I don't. But this updated version of Jean, I think, looks a lot better than the previous one. So the Toots, or Tutu, as I like to call him. You know, wait. One thing I kind of wish, I wish I didn't establish that Tutu's name in this is Vincenzo Tutorelli. I'll say right now, I would have come up with some explanation for why Vincenzo Tutorelli is actually not his name. You know, the commander was wrong when he called him that. It was some kind of error that gave him that name. There's a retcon for you. I should have just kept him called Tutu and not expanded on that. But I was going to say that apparently, so what happened, there's pictures on the doors. In case it's not clear, the idea was that Tutu drew his famous caricatures of all the other characters, and they put the pictures up on the doors there. And there was one of Marley as well. And I think there's one of Jean in the background. I should see, again, I've forgotten. It's not even been that long since I made this, and I forgot if there's a Jean thing. There's another callback, you know, some of that secret sauce. What's it a callback to? Hey, you can find out yourself if you go look up secret sauce on my YouTube channel. Eat food every day is a reference to nothing. Like, it's just doesn't mean anything.
Oh, hey, what's going on?
So, Tutu spilled a jar of special burrito sauce on the floor, and like some of it splattered under his eye, looking like a tear. Yeah, I had to get a burrito in there somewhere. Oh, there it is. There's another. It tastes so secretive. It's another. I just love. There we go. There's the episode still playing in the background. But I was gonna say, you know, I just love doing callbacks to things that I said previously. You know. I also like whenever I can do that wipe fade. I don't think I did many of those, but there's a few in there sometimes. The Heimlich maneuver. So Marley drinks poison here, and it's left ambiguous what happened to him at the end of this episode, or it's meant to be ambiguous. Does he actually die from the poison? You know? Does he die? You know, it's a mystery. But I'll reveal right now. What was going to happen was that Marley, the character of Marley, was going to die in this episode, right? But a couple episodes later, he's coming back as a new character named Carly. So basically, this character of Charlie, Marley, Carly, he's basically repeating this cycle of destroying his identity and starting a new one. And that's all I'll say about that, I guess. I can't give away too much, you know. This would have happened. Would have, you know, I got to save some stuff for a future episode that will potentially exist someday. So here's where it gets. Here's where this. I like this episode. It's just real crazy, right? And this is Yotam doing the voice, of course, as this nameless character. By the way, I put in the credits. I said Yotam Peril as nameless character. Like it was meant to be a little reference to his cartoon, Nameless. I don't know if I didn't think that was clear at all, but whatever. So I guess let me attempt to explain what's happening here. By the way, I turned off my fan to record this, and I'm sweating a lot right now because it's pretty hot here. And the fan in my computer that is recording has gotten louder as we've gone along, so I don't know if you can hear it in the background. Oh, there's another one of those crossfades that I love to do. Cross dissolve. It's probably an alternate way to call it. Whatever. Shut up. Alright, the commander started wearing that ring. I don't know if I pointed that out before either. I tried to update his appearance a little bit each time. I like Gene just casually switching the oxygen on and off, you know? No big deal. So the idea is that the moon paint, there's some quality about the moon paint that is it made some kind of connection with the moon, with the surface of this moon, and whatever energy is surrounding that nameless character who lives inside of a little moon cave in there. And so there's some kind of connection made between the characters who touch the moon paint, which is connected to the moon. Do I sound like a fucking crazy person right now? You know what? Girl, I did another commentary on this. I'm pretty sure I said all this stuff on there. I don't want to explain it. You know what? I think I made a mistake there. The pupils in Candy Slaw's eyes there are like, they're not totally black. They look like a dark gray. It's that you know what? That ruins the whole episode. The episode was great except for that one part. Oh yeah, and so like because Tutu and Stella, right? They've both Tutu has the Candy Slaw's character is in Tutu's head. Whatever that means, you know. You get. I don't want to say open to interpretation again because I just hate repeating myself. I never do it. But anyway, the Candy Slaw's character is in Tutu's head, and Bagel is in Stella's head. And because they're both connected to this mysterious moon paint, that's how you get Stella, Tutu, Candy Slaws, and Bagel in the same scene. Whatever. I don't like explaining things. I think I'm figuring out right now. But that idea of them being connected through this sci-fi supernatural means that was kind of, you know, I've kind of seen that idea in other sci-fi. I didn't invent that, you know. This part where everybody says no, like they all take a turn saying no. I think that was kind of ripped off of The Simpsons too. That was an unintentional rip-off though. I'm kind of realizing that now. There was a scene in The Simpsons where someone asks a question, all the characters say no. Basically, I rip things off from other TV shows, and I do callbacks to myself. That's my favorite. That's all I do. Yeah, the commander doesn't stick around in that world too long. See when it like they get disconnected and then it cuts to Gene just saying I unplugged the thing. That basically I cut out like a bunch. There was a lot of like exposition cut out of this one. That's one reason why it's like extra convoluted. But you know what? I think it's good. It's for the best removing exposition. I think. I mean, this is the longest episode. I think it's season 2. I would try to keep episodes shorter than this, but I did cut a lot of stuff out of this one to get it down to 6 minutes, and a lot of what I cut was exposition. Here comes the Matrix quote. Hey, here comes the Matrix. You gotta look at the Matrix. Not like this. I think I literally told Yo Tom, say it like in the Matrix.
Yeah, I kind of figured that out.
This line had an alternate. There was like an alternate interaction here as well. Yeah, like originally Moonlord said something else, but I just changed it so that instead he's like, fuck you, and then he just runs away, and then or he drives away, I guess. So like I don't like. In general, I don't do a lot of heavy, like, planning things out. But I did, when I came up with the Moonlord, I did come up with, like, a lot of backstory for, like, what the Moonlord is and stuff. And what it's doing. And, you know, maybe somehow, some way, somewhere, for some reason, the origins of the Moonlord may someday be revealed. But hey, we'll find out in the future in season 2, if and when it takes some form. Also, that Sam Rockwell Part 2 song, like I mentioned earlier, that's again all the music is it's all GarageBand. It's what I love to use, GarageBand. It's good program for people who don't know anything about music. That's also why, like, because I love singing in the tutu voice all the time, but since I can't make my own music, I have to either use GarageBand music or I have to like take karaoke versions of other people's songs and sing my nonsense lyrics over them about Moonface and Sam Rockwell. And I don't know, maybe I used up all the GarageBand stock music. That's why I can't do a Sam Rockwell Part 3. But it'd be pretty good if I did. So I hope this commentary wasn't too annoying. I didn't plan it out or anything. I just kind of thought I would watch the episodes and make up silly bullshit as I went along. I think there was a few moon nuggets, interesting things in there that I said, along with some rambling and nonsense, but that's usually how it goes when I do a commentary. So, you know what? Thanks for listening. Seriously, if you listen to this whole thing, thank you for all that you've done for me. I mean that. I feel like I have to point out, like, when I mean something in case I sound sarcastic. I don't know. I feel like sometimes I sound sarcastic even though I'm being sincere. But whatever. Whatever. I'm out of here.